You know, one thing people forget to put in their car, and it sounds like not that essential today, but it's actually more essential today. You don't hear about this that much, but it's a fact that the new modern cars are more prone to electrical fires than the old cars. Now, it might not be life-threatening, but if you can put the fire out a lot quicker, it could save you some serious dollars, because the electronic components in the new car are very expensive to replace, whatever they are. I mean, you got a lot of different sensors, computers. You can have a transmission control module, powertrain control module, map sensors, I don't know, temperature sensors, various computers, fuse boxes that are all under the hood. Now, this is an older Chevy small block V8. It's a 305. I used to think it was a 350, but it's a 305. And, you know, this can possibly even have a fire, but usually if something like this has a fire, it's not going to be as bad, because you got a fuel line, you got your wiring harness for your engine, which is, there's nothing that freaking serious on here that is going to be that expensive. Still, you don't want to have a fire under the car. If you do, you want to be able to put it out real quick. And then you want to have the right extinguisher. Now, this is a nice, portable, little extinguisher, just perfect for a car. Doesn't take up much room. You can see, that's the size of my hand. It goes, it's like, it's not that thick, it's not that big. But it's good enough that it'll work, and it's of the right type, because it's good for flammable liquids and electrical equipment. That's what you want to make sure you have. The right type of extinguisher, that it's not just for, like, wood fire or something like that. You want something, this is electrical equipment and flammable liquids, gasoline. But again, the new cars, even if you say, for instance, it's not that dangerous or something, maybe there's some kind of, there's safety mechanisms whereby it's not going to get back to the fuel tank or something, fine. But then, again, look at the expense, and you're thinking, well, maybe my insurance is going to pay for it. Maybe your insurance isn't going to pay for it at all. You never know, because you know how insurance companies are, right? So this has got a 6-year warranty on it, and it's small. I mean, it's like carrying, basically it's the size of one shoe, basically. Maybe just a little larger than that. That's about all it is. It's not that heavy. And you can mount it, too, if you want to. It's got a little bracket here, and this... Actually, you can clip it around the extinguisher itself, but I'm probably just going to leave this laying behind the back seat. that should suffice. But it's real easy to use. You pull the pin, hit the freaking handle, and it does its job. But it's something nobody carries in their car. And it's not much money. It's, what is it, $25 or something like that? 25 bucks. They're not that much money. And made in Mexico. North America. So anyway, but this is what the kind you want, the dry chemical fire extinguisher. And this is a trusted name too, not that I'm selling it. It's made in Mexico. It's got Spanish writing on it. It's got English writing on it. Great. Yeah, so you well listed. But this is something. But again, these new cars, I swear to God, you think it's BS, but maybe it's not, because it's not like extremely commonplace. But there are a few cars that are more. I don't want to mention them, because I mean, I like Ford trucks. Okay, I like Chevy, Ford, Dodge. I like all of them. Okay. Like USA stuff, semi-USA, for whatever the hell it is. But I know there's been problems with certain years of Ford trucks that have had fires. And I think Chrysler, too, had some of the problems under the dash, man. I don't know, different things. And, like, before the whole thing just melts everything, you might save, because these electronic components costs more than a freaking engine. You ever think of that? I mean, that's why I like this old junk, you know what I mean? But, an engine, I don't know what it costs, maybe $3,000-$4,000. But these electronic components to replace all that stuff, and then having the know-how and the labor to put it all back together. Basically, if you have an engine fire in these new cars, basically it's total. Unless you're going to sit there with a dealer service manual and get the parts out of a junkyard and put it back together yourself, right? So anyway, just figured I'd pass this tip on. This thing is going in this El Camino right now, to tell you the truth, because one time some years ago, I had a little split in a hose off the fuel filter, and that's because it was in there probably 15 years or something. I never changed it. If you change these hoses every once in a while, they really are fail safe, but it was old, it was aged, and there was a little gas leaking, but never caught fire. But these old cars, even if the whole thing got flamed, it's like ignition wires, engine harness, new belts and hoses. Maybe you got to rebuild the carburetor, get an air filter, and you're all set. You're good to go. It ain't gonna be that much money. And then you also got, it's all reliable again with brand new stuff. New car, man, you'd be changing out computers left and right. And changing out a computer in a new car, you got to have the VIN number, the odometer number. Probably got to go to a place that rebuilds them, to cut the cost down. And, everything's got to relearn itself. And you got to watch what kind of parts you put back in it, because a lot of aftermarket parts that go in these cars, these new cars, sometimes the computer don't like them. I am familiar with some of these new cars, so I'm avoiding them. But and if you don't get the aftermarket parts, and get the OEM sensors, you're talking some serious bucks. All because you don't want to keep one of these $25 extinguishers on board, right? So you see a little smoke, grab the damn thing, open the hood, see flame, poof, done deal. So this thing might save you a couple $1,000s someday. You never know.